Morning, morning. How's it going? Okay, we'll wait for a few more people to join, and then we're gonna make a start. We'll do some fresh analysis and look at gold. Morning, morning. Magic keys giveaway has already been completed. Yeah, Magic Keys giveaway was completed. Oh, looks like EJ is gonna continue bullish. Create support. Yeah, perfect. Looks like I'm the first one to join the stream. Nice. Yeah. We're going to wait for a few more people to join, and then we're going to discuss the gap up. We're going to discuss maybe why the technicals are slightly different now than what we was kind of expecting in the weekend situation. Right. Yeah, I mean, this gap up is pretty... Yeah, we'll wait for a few more people to join. Looks like GJ's coming up to target from the Asian session there. I bought when price break the high of previous 4 hour. Oh, nice. Yeah, right over here. Very nice. Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, I think we should be okay with the Brexit news for the moment. I would say so. Yeah, looks like GJ's running up over here. 50, 60 pips. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't that easy, to be fair, because, you know, when I woke up at like 7 a.m., you know, obviously price was kind of doing this, and, you know, because of the impulse entries last week that just really didn't work out. The same situation, you know, we had a bullish candle closing at resistance. You know, it took some very similar trade last week, didn't work out. It did break the high and continue up, so I think the better buy that I should have been taking was the break of this high, but I wasn't on my computer at that point. So that was the point I should have taken a buy right over here for price to continue up. this area right over here. But yeah, right now, you know, DJ is just gonna make a high, and we just have to see if it can create some support. Yeah, that's where I would have taken entries. I feel we're gonna still be going up, retesting the previous high highs. Yeah, I think we should see some upside today. But obviously we would need price to retrace. You know, maybe like wait for some support. Probably gonna wait for like a 30-minute candle. Okay, we'll check out your chart over here. Okay, so GBP JPY 30-minute time frame. Yeah, so you took a buy once we broke above this area here. It's pretty good. I think it's you got the right idea, but for me, I would have been looking at this area because this is the most recent resistance. We also had a resistance over here because this is where the market gapped, right? So the market before the weekend was down over here, and then when the market opened, price opened up over here. So this information, right, is all irrelevant at that point because now we have this new information, right? So within that new information, we know we have a zone created throughout the Asian session. So then all we need to do is look for, you know, London to look for buys to break out of that Asian range or sells to break below that Asian range and then continue down. So I think, yeah, definitely had the right idea. I think TP2 over here is good. TP1 over here is also good. So yeah, that's I think everything's good apart from I would have looked more at this zone over here, keeping an eye on the most recent price action and how you could have caught that move coming out of that zone. So yeah, we had a nice push there. Like a wheat. See, this was the area. See, I was looking for buys when I first woke up, but then I was like, okay, well, the candle closed bullish, so probably gonna wait. Ended up breaking out, and then I was like, okay, so I probably missed this move now, right? Because price came all the way up to this range, so I was like, okay, well, I'm just gonna go get the computer set up, and we'll see. And then obviously ended up afterwards create like a doji candle, for then the next 30 minutes to also continue bullish. So at this point, we need to just wait for price to make a high, retrace, whatever, and then continue up. Okay, now that we've got a few more people joined here this morning, welcome everyone to another London session live stream from the 14th of December 2020. What I'm going to do is I'm going to clear everything here in GJ, and we're going to go with some fresh analysis. We're going to start off with the weekly time frame. So looking on the weekly time frame, I mean, because price has now gapped up, and if the weekly time frame is going to go bullish because, you know, there's a little bit more certainty around the fact that, okay, you know, Brexit negotiation or the deadlines have been pushed back, then this could ease off some of that bearish pressure, because the deadline was Sunday or this week, and now that they've pushed it back, yes, there's still uncertainty, but it's a little bit more breathing room. So we could just consolidate from the weekly, but I think more realistically we could come back up and retest this area, because this is the area where we dropped from, on the anticipation that maybe it's coming to a point where we're gonna reach like a no deal, or Brexit's coming to an end. So let's look on the daily time frame. So if we go to the daily, we have a resistance up over here, which price failed to break above. It did close above, but then just couldn't sustain this move for some reason, and then ended up coming back in this range. So I think if we're going to continue bullish, I think we can come back up to like 139, 650, somewhere around there. Now let's look on the 4-hour time frame. Looking on the 4-hour time frame, again, we can see, okay, so on the 4-hour time frame, we have a support formed over here since obviously market open. Price, right, is trying to close above this resistance over here on the 4-hour time frame. This resistance was obviously again from market open, because we know that price gapped up. If you look on the 4-hour has clean candles, right, coming up to this area over here. And this price is 139,600. So if we measure this range, we have another 60 pips based on the 4-hour time frame coming up to 139,600. If we break 139,600, then we can continue bullish to 140,200, right? Because we have another clean candle. Now let's go to the 1-hour time frame. Looking on the 1-hour time frame. Okay, perfect. So we had a resistance over here, right? We have this 1-hour candle trying to come up, close above this area. So, maybe the next one's going to wick down and then continue bullish. But obviously we need to see at that point. And then we do have clean traffic coming up to this resistance here on the 1-hour time frame. 139,650. Look on the 30-minute. Yeah, so on the 30-minute time frame, though, we have some issues around 139,250, right? Which is why we are at the moment tapping into this price, and seems like retracing a bit on the 30-minute time frame. So in fact, we're just going to remove this. So it would seem like at the moment price is retracing. Obviously we need to wait for the candle to close, but I think the best range is going to be buys above 139,240, because then we have a clean 40 pip range to continue up to 139,650. So that's something I'm going to be looking at. So look in the 15-minute time frame. Yeah, so maybe this is going to be like another pullback candle, right? But this is quite a big candle over here, so probably not going to want to take a break of the high, because we've already had a move like this. So maybe going to wait for a close above this area here, because this is like a pullback, right? This is a pullback, and now we want to make sure that we can stay above this area, right? But at the same time, I also want to note, what happens if this moves get corrected. So this is the area that price went bullish from, this area right over here, down at 138,570. And at the same time, we now have this like minor support formed on the 15-minute time frame, which was the platform for price to continue moving up. Okay, so now I think this is going to be the like pullback for London Open, and then hopefully what we want to see is the next candle come up and close above this area, or we want to see some form of support formed over here for price to continue up to retest this high. So just a little bit of waiting involved, and then just got to wait for something to print the way that we see fit, or I see fit. So yeah, just waiting over here. So let's just look at it from a 30-minute perspective for the moment. Yeah. So I have to wait and see. Yeah, ideally we'd want this candle to close like bearish, because then officially, you know, price has made another high. If it can retrace or create some support, there's a higher probability that it can continue on. While we wait here for the 1 minute, let's look at gold. So gold is just coming down. Obviously we've got this area here, big zones. Just remove this for a sec, because we have our target down over here. There we go. So yeah, we're just in a range right now, but see, when we have this like slow jaggedy drop, most of the time it's either gonna go with that and then break down, and we should clean this range, or it's gonna break up and then we're gonna correct this whole move. So we need to have a see there, because it's pretty messy at the moment. So from a 1 hour perspective, yeah, from 1 hour perspective it's continuing down, but it's a little bit messy over here. So we'll come back to gold anyway. Yeah, it does seem like price is pulling back over here. Got around 15 seconds left. So we're coming into London Open. So obviously there could be volume. We could come up and break the high, but I think stop loss is obviously going to be way too big. I mean, this is like a 30 pip zone within itself. So probably not going to be a good idea to look for buys just yet. So we see the 15-minute candle. It closed bearish. Now it did close a weak bearish candle, which, you know, I completely understand. So, you know, if we do break the high, we can continue moving bullish, but stop's going to be pretty big, and plus, you know, we don't know how low this candle's going to wick down, etc. So we just need to kind of wait and see at this point. Probably going to want to wait for something above this area here. This is probably going to be my zone here that I want to trade. But we got plenty of time to wait to see how price presents. So it does seem like it's continuing up. Yeah, so the best opportunity for buys, I think, was right over here. This was the area, you know, because at this point here, it was very difficult to anticipate, because of this bullish close, that we would continue up. But this 15-minute candle was the perfect confirmation that when we break the high, we should continue up. So 1 hour candle closed above this zone. We do have some issues within this area, right? But just gotta wait. Yeah, it does seem like it's coming up. Let's see if it breaks the high, it can continue bullish. But obviously stop would be very big. There you go. So it's broken the high, and it may continue up at this point, but yeah, I can't really take any entries at this point. Just gotta wait. I don't think it's gonna do the full move up to 139.650 now, but it can do, of course, because we've already moved up like 60 pips, so we should see a pullback. So I don't know. We'll see what London Open volume brings, because it's already completed the wick fill. So yeah, I think we're gonna have to come back to GJ because I have to wait for the candle to close anyway. We can get an entry when price breaks the high of the previous 5 minute, then we move it to BE when price hit the resistance on 5 minute. Yeah, well, I don't know, man. I think they're still buying at the high, despite, this is a mistake I make a few times. It works out sometimes, but then other times it doesn't. So you have to think, okay, well, at what point do I want to actually take a buy at the high? And like somewhere over here, we're still buying at the high because this was the high, but it makes sense because you're anticipating price to continue up. At this point, it's already done that. So I'm less inclined to want to, do that because it's already happened down over here. But what I would want to see is maybe this candle close above this area. Probably going to see a little bit of a pullback, some consolidation, and then a form of continuation. So just going to wait. Okay, let's look at Euro JPY while we wait. Ooh, so look at this 30 minutes. So the 30-minute candle came all the way up, like 9 pips into profit, and then it pulled all the way back. Seems like it tapped into some form of issue area to the left-hand side. And now this current 30 minutes breaking the low, and yeah, man, it could maybe even correct some of this move over here. It's got like a minor support, but I think it's gonna potentially break that and then continue back down to 126, 150. Look at GBP CAD. Let's go to the daily time frame on GBP CAD. Yeah, price also gapped up. I think it can continue up to 1.71500. Let's look on the 4 hour. 4 hours very similar to GJ. It's kind of closed back above this area, created some support to continue up. We have clean candles coming up to this resistance over here. Let's look on the 1 hour. Yeah, 1 hour we also have maybe some issues around this area, but that probably looks like about it for the minute. Look on the 30 minute. Yeah, so based on the 30 minute time frame, we had this resistance over here. Price broke out, trying to make a high right now. So just gotta wait. Kind of similar. See how we could have looked for this breakout on GCAD. Yeah, kind of very similar to GJ, just not really much confirmation, and yeah, not really much confirmation, but it did move bullish either way. Hi, there was a gap on GBP JPY, this because of news? Yes, there was because of news. Okay, let's look at the FTSE over here. Let's look on the daily time frame on the FTSE, because I know we also had, so we had a gap up also on the FTSE 100, which means that it can continue further bullish, but we are just in a range right now. So look on the 4 hour. Yeah, 4 hours just consolidating. So price gapped up to this previous support resistance area, and then now it does seem like we've approaching this support over here. So we had a support, price came down, tried to create some resistance, closed back in the range. So this is another important price area. Now let's look on the 1 hour time frame. Yeah, it seems like price did a fake out of this zone right over here and then tapping into this support. So I think, you know, maybe it can continue bullish up to this area, but we need to obviously wait for some form of confirmation on the smaller time frames. Let's remove this. Let's go on the 30-minute. Yeah, I think we're gonna need to see, you know, a further candle kind of close above this minor resistance and then we have the, you know, these clean candles, but a little bit like choppy, but, you know, essentially clean. So I think maybe even on the 15 we need to like close above this minor resistance, and then price can continue up at that point. Let go of what? Yeah, I can't really take a buy at this point, even based on the 15-minute, because stop's going to be massive. So, gonna have to wait. Yeah, I'm gonna wait to see. Hello. Yeah, I think it can continue running bullish, but I mean, I'd rather wait for this candle to close. VI or tech? No idea what you mean. No idea what you're talking about. Have we got any news here? We got any news? Not really. Ooh, that was 15 minutes ago. Barnier tells EU envoys UK is backtracking on fisheries. Yeah, not really sure at this point. Ooh, it's a big day on Thursday. Big day on Thursday. Yeah, maybe GJ is trying to continue up over here. What strategies do you use when trading? I mean, I don't know. That kind of breakouts, supports, just kind of reading candles, to be honest. It's the best, easiest way to explain it. So I think GJ could continue up at this point. Seems like in the last minute here wants to make a little run for the woods. Morning, morning. Yeah. So probably gonna want to wait for like a support at this point, because you see the 30-minute time frame price has already moved up 70 pips at this point. So yes, it can continue on, but then that means it would have moved 100 pips, and there's no like, apart from the delays, like there's no there's no like real positive. I don't know. I will need to see at this point. Do you recommend joining a community where you copy trades from other people? No. I recommend you join a community where you can learn for yourself, and you can use the people around you to help you understand your mistakes. You shouldn't be looking to copy. Because what are you gonna do when someone's not around? You're not gonna be able to be self-sufficient. Yeah, no, I don't think that's a good idea at all. Okay, so if we look at GJ, the 15-minute candle is closed above 139.250, right? And yeah, probably just gonna want to wait for like a support or something like that for the moment. Because the 30-minute candle is still open also, so we need to be a little bit cautious. Worst way, we want the 30-minute candle to close above. I feel like we're going to get a little bit of consolidation here for a little bit and then continue up. Obviously, if it does just continue running, at that point, like, is what it is. Yeah, that is just how it goes. But I like to see kind of how we're going to react at this area. So even a break of this 30-minute high would have made sense. But yeah, that's just it. Missed that move, missed the initial push this morning, but we go again. So yeah, there's gonna be some waiting involved here. I like fundamental. Well, if you like fundamentals, then there's some fundamental traders out there. I'm sure I can put you in the right direction. But I'm not a fundamentals trader. I just do pure technicals. I do look at fundamentals, but in terms of what I trade based off, it's just pure technicals. I buy GJ and AJ. Well, if you're buying GJ now, I think that's a bad idea. I also think if you're buying AJ now, that's also a bad idea, because there's no volume with AUD JPY. JPY is closed. AUD markets are closed. So I think that's a bad idea. I can't really help that. That's just a little bit of common sense. If you was in GJ buys, it should have been somewhere over here. I don't know, maybe. Yeah, I think you missed the move. What website you use for gold trade? I don't use a website. Come on, man. What's people with these questions? Really just I use TradingView to look for gold here. I did the breakdown this morning. Come on, gold is right there. XAU USD. And gold's coming down now. Yeah, I think gold should continue down to 1825. Yeah, gold should continue bearish. Look on the daily. Yeah. See, this was the same analysis that was sent to the group last night. How this candle on the daily is like a booby trap candle. So I think if this current candle just should continue dropping at that point, basically. Oh yeah, there goes gold. Let's have a look at GJ. I think there's going to be some waiting involved with GJ here. But gold, yeah, looks like gold sells. Perfect. Bro, can I get the group link? I want to join. If you want to join the mentorship group, then you need to go to the website. The link is right there on the screen. www.hfxtradinggroup.com. That's where you'll find that. But seriously, guys, listen. For those of you asking these questions that are just, like, look, these streams, this is advanced stuff. Trading is an advanced concept. If you can't, I'm not trying to be rude. I'm not trying to be rude to anybody, but I'm actually generally trying to help you, because if you can't work out the little things like a website or where gold is, or anything like that, like, how do you expect to make a living from trading the hardest market in the world? We're not talking about something simple here. We're talking about the hardest market in the world. So honestly, like, please, if people got questions, can we have intelligent questions which require, some understanding of some hard concepts? But these, yeah, I don't know. I shouldn't, yeah, fuck it. Okay. So GJ 30-minute candle's got 7 minutes left. It does seem like it's retracing, but of course, we need to wait for the candle to close. So for those of you in buys right now, you should be sitting in a drawdown. So we need to wait. No problem. Yeah, I don't mean it in a rude way to anybody. Like, don't think I'm dipping you out. It's not even about that. It's just, if I truly come here because I want the best for people, right? I come on these streams, I do these live streams because I want to help. But I can't help someone that, can't even work out the simplest of things. I can't help them. Someone who's, switched on and, they could work the littlest of things out, but then they can't understand how they missed the move. I can explain that to you. I can explain how you missed the move. I can explain where you could have entered. But these silly questions, I mean, come on, guys. Come on. You if you want to trade, you got to be better than that. And if you think I'm being harsh, wait till you get in the market. Wait till you put your own money in the market. The market's gonna not gonna give a shit about you. Not gonna give a crap about your feelings. Not gonna care if you blow your account in one day. That's it. So we need everyone who wants to be a trader to be focused, make good decisions, and you're not going to do that if you can't even understand simple things. But there we go. So, yeah. Okay. Now let's just focus on the charts over here. So So GJ is retracing quite a bit. I mean, we do have this kind of like other area, but I'm just kind of focusing on this zone. I mean, if you look at price now, I mean, essentially, you know, we also do have this area here too at this point. See, at this point, we have another range here, because if we break below 139.060, we can continue down to 138.800, right? Because now this is, again, our most recent price action. So if you paid attention, right, you know, if you pay attention to the most recent price action, you're going to see how this was a support that was pushed off from London Open. So if we break this support, we can continue down, fill this wick over here for like 14, 15 pips, and then continue further down to 138.800. Especially if, you know, there's no reason for price to have pushed up this much. Like, there's no, yes, there might be a little bit of optimism, but essentially, like, it makes no sense. It makes no sense from a fundamental perspective, but we need to wait for the technicals to create that confirmation of that idea in our head. Otherwise, the bias is still bullish. So we're just waiting over here at this point. Yeah, this world trade, you most work hard, guys. Yeah. Listen, this market is the hardest market. It will have you psychologically ruined if you're not careful. So honestly, just, yeah, man. Yeah, so you see now, like, prices retracing, so just gotta wait. Okay, let's look at gold. Oh, looks like gold's retracing also, but it did nearly come down to our target area of there. Look at GCAD. Yeah, GCAD's also pulling back. Could be a liquidity grab. GCAD likes to wick down and then continue on. EJ is just kind of consolidating right now. Yeah, EJ's consolidating. GCAD pulling back. GJ also retracing here. So if we look at it from a 30-minute perspective, this 30-minute candle is closing a weak bullish candle. But obviously, yeah, I mean, we can't really take sells if this 15-minute candle closes below, because then there's no way to plus. I mean, yeah, look at the stop loss. So I would want to see like a little bit of consolidation first, or like a weak 15-minute candle, you know, and then a continuation down is going to be better, I think, anyway. But yeah, look at price now. I think we can maybe correct this whole move up. It'd be pretty good. Looked like a good stream last Friday. Couldn't make it, so watched it back over the weekend. Yeah, I think it was pretty good. Sharma was she's very good at what she does. So yeah, she brought some different perspective and some insight into fundamentals. So yeah, no, I think it was a really good watch, I have to admit. Yeah, gonna have to think who to get on for a guest this Friday, because obviously we're coming closer and closer kind of to the holiday season, which I haven't decided yet what days I'm taking off, and so I'm gonna kind of do that a little bit more last minute. But I want to try and stream as much as possible over Christmas, because I enjoy it, and we don't necessarily have to trade, you know, we'll just come on and sit, watch GJ and relax. We chill out time. Okay. So yeah, got to wait, because we don't know yet what's gonna happen. So we need to wait for this candle to close. So like I say, ideally 30-minute candle closes weak, 15-minute candle closes strong. Then it will be really nice if we could get like a weak 15-minute candle close here, and then if the next one breaks the low, we can continue bearish at that point. Morning. Yeah, I think that's gonna be the best option here. Get the 30 minutes closing like a weak 30-minute. Since I replaced FOMO to chilling out, the best thing ever. Yeah, exactly. So 15-minute candle closed, a strong 15-minute candle. Now it did close above, this like minor resistance here, but at the same time, if you look at the 30-minute candle, it closed very weak. It came up to 139.300 and it retraced the whole way. So if I was looking for an impulse entry, I would say if it breaks the low of the previous 30-minute, we can continue bearish, but we have to wait because we don't know yet. We don't know what's going to happen yet. It's a new 30-minute candle. We don't want to be taking a buy over here willy-nilly because now we can see the 15-minute time frame is just ranging. Right? So we would need some further confluences to say that we feel confident price can continue further bullish. Oh, looks like the 30-minute candle's pushing up over here. Let's look at gold. Yeah, so if we look at gold, candle closed below this area. It's left a wick. So I think the current candle can also continue bearish at this point. Yeah, looks like gold should continue down. Yeah, it makes sense. Once we get like a 4-hour close within this zone and then we get some rejections, I think later on we're going to fill this next range over here. 4 hours, just perfect. I think a good entry based on the 5 minutes is going to be the break of this low right over here to continue down. I think that would be a good entry over here on the 5-minute time frame from gold, because you have like a weak bullish candle close, and then if this candle can break this low on the 5-minute, gold is going to continue heading down at that point. Not quite broken the low yet. Let's look at GJ. GJ's trying to fill the wick. I think it's just consolidating right now, so probably gonna wait. Do a little bit more waiting. Low 5-minute looks so tempting every time it makes a support. It will give you 10 pips. Yeah, 5 minutes is a weak time frame confirmation though. But whatever works for you, man. It's pretty good. Okay, we've got like 10 minutes left here for the 15-minute candle to close. I can't do anything, you know, right now. There's just, yeah, there's nothing to do. So gonna go make a drink. I'll be back in 10 minutes, and I just want to see, you know, where price is closing. I mean, if price is breaking below 139.050, then we can continue down. I think stop's going to be pretty big though. So what I'm realistically going to look for is to see once we actually close out of this range, and then we can continue down. So I'm going to be extra patient here today, because yes, I know I've missed this initial push, but you know, yeah, it's not over yet. Got plenty of time to wait to see what kind of happens. So yeah, I'll be back in around 5 minutes, guys. going on, everyone? Okay, so if you look at GJ now, 30-minute candle still open. It did break the low of the previous 30-minute candle, but it looks like it's trying to close bullish over here. But again, we still can't take any buys until we're at least above 139.250, right? Because, you know, we've already currently rejected this area. If you look on the 15-minute time frame, yeah, the only thing that can happen is if we break this high and then we continue on pushing. But I mean, yeah, I don't really know at that point. I think that's pretty risky as well, because have to be stop loss, but you know, below the current candle, which is going to be very risky. So probably just going to wait to see how we close in this area. Yo, what's going on, Tiger? Yeah, we just got to wait right now. Let's look at gold. Oh, yes, gold did continue down. So it seems like the 5-minute candle closed bearish. And then once that 5-minute candle closed bearish, there was a higher probability at that point for gold to continue down. So I think gold, yeah, perfect. It's coming down with our clean range, and yeah, it makes sense. Oh, it changed the layout of my this. There we go. So EJ. Oh, yes, that would have been a perfect sell actually. So 30-minute candle closed below this area. Next one, clean range. Look on the 15-minute. Yeah. That's pretty good. So EJ's coming down. I think next target's going to be 126.70 for Euro JPY. Ooh, GJ's trying to move bullish over here. Okay, last 5 minutes of the 30-minute candle. Okay, so the 1 hour time frame is also coming to a close in 4 minutes. Look at the 4 hour. So 4 hour has got 1 hour left. 1 hour left. Yeah. Definitely going to be a little bit more waiting involved right now. Because on the 15-minute time frame, price is just kind of consolidating right now. So we would need to wait. Yeah, I think price is just kind of ranging right now. On the 15-minute, price is just ranging. So, yeah. Just going to wait here for a little bit. And no more news updates. No. If the 30-minute close is weak bullish, a break of its low could make good sells. Yeah, I think so. I think so because now if we look at the bodies, you know, there was big candle, then it was like a medium, then we had another surge of volume, then this candle came up, retraced, closed weak, this candle came up, retraced, closing weak. So yeah, I would agree. I just think we need some form of, yeah, top wick. Maybe even wait for like the first 15-minute candle to close. Any trades taken so far? No, nothing so far. Nothing so far. We do have to be cautious though. We do have to be cautious because price has made a high right now. So now we're starting to make a high. So this is where we don't want to be caught out in a retracement where it creates some support to continue back up again. So yeah, I'm just going to be patiently waiting. Patiently waiting. But yeah, no, see, the move that I was looking to take was over here, but then the candle closed bullish. See, if this candle closed weak bearish, I would have taken these buys, but then ended up, missing this big push. So I was like, okay, well, there's not too much range left. It's like 12 pips left, so probably missed a move over there. So I was like, okay, just gonna come back, go make some breakfast, come back, and then I missed this perfect entry over here. This would have been the second opportunity for buys right over here. So yeah, it is what it is at that point. It's only Monday anyway. Okay, so the 15-minute candle closed bearish. If you look on the 30-minute candle closed weak bullish. So yeah, if it does break the low, it can continue moving bearish, but obviously we do need to I do want to be cautious. I do want to be cautious coming into, so I probably want to see, at least a 15-minute candle maybe close below this area is going to be better confluence, but we'll have to just play it by situation. Okay, it does kind of seem like now already coming up, so I'm not really sure. I think I'm gonna be looking for some form of support above 139.250 or a break below 139.050. So this is the range over here now. This is the range. Now we just have to wait for a break of the range. Yeah, as well, if we look on the 1 hour, the 1 hour candle closed also like a weak bullish candle, but it did make a higher high. So I think it's going to be very important I think we need to wait for some proper sells confirmations before we take any sells at this point. How many R profit is considered good for a week trading the 15-minute time frame, support and resistance? I don't really know what you mean by like how many R profit. I mean, if you're talking about risk reward, it's like it's a little bit different. But like, it's not. Look, see, the thing is, it's not about how much profit is considered good. It's about reading the candles executing on your idea, managing risk if the trade doesn't go in your direction, or seeing how you could have let that position run longer or added a position. You know, it's not about the profit. You know, you're already thinking about the money. I think you should focus more on, you know, what's my I think you should focus more on what's my win rate trading the 15-minute time frame, support and resistance. Do I have a higher win rate when I trade the 15-minute, or do I have a higher win rate when I trade the 30-minute? You know, like, this is what you got to be thinking. Exactly. Patience. Did gold continue down? Ooh, looks like it's made a low over here for sure. EJ. Ooh, EJ also continued down. Think if it can create like a minor resistance over here, it can continue further down to 126.70. It's gonna be pretty good. Yeah, looks like the FTSE did continue bullish, but it's kind of reacting to this area over here. So probably not a lot of volume right now. Yeah, still waiting on GJ because it's just kind of ranging right now. Yeah. See, this is the thing. So now that the 15-minute time frame is just ranging, it gives us an opportunity, you know, to just sit back and wait for like a confirmation, you know. But if we do break this low, I think stop's gonna be too big at this point. So probably want to wait to see, you know, like a close below this area. Yeah, just kind of waiting right now. 5 minutes left. But it's just ranging. Yeah, price is just ranging. Let's look at gold. Ooh, looks like gold did continue down. Tapped into our target over there. So now we have to see how we could have. Yeah, gold a little bit difficult here today, but I think ultimately those were the sells. But this happened very, very, very early on in the night. Yeah, see, so what I was just looking at is we done the same thing on the 9th of December. So, candles were closing weak, but still just trending bullish. And then once the 30-minute candle closed above that area, The next one did continue up. If we look on the 15-minute time frame, go back to the day that, where was that? It was the 9th. Yeah, so if we go back to the 9th of December, yeah, kind of once we created this support over here, 8:45, that's the time at which, you know, price then continued up. And then around 11:45, we tried to close above this area, but it seems like the buys just couldn't be sustained over there. Okay, if you look at the 15-minute candle, 15-minute candle closed bearish. So I think price is just kind of ranging, but obviously we would need, yeah, we need a candle to close kind of out of this range. Yeah, just waiting at this point. So I think, you know, either going to be looking for buys above 139.250 or sells below 139.050. Yeah, because if we break above 139.250, we can continue on at that point to 139.650. Would you class it as a counter trend if we take sells below, or has trend change due to that consolidation? So what I would say is, obviously price is in an uptrend. So in the back of your mind, you're like, okay, well, price has made a high. We want to wait for a retracement, support, and then a continuation. Now you're like, okay, let's look at the 15-minute. You look at the 15-minute and you see range. You see price ranging. So now you're like, okay, for price to continue with the trend, we would need to break above 139.250, and then we can continue on. For a counter trend trade, we would need to break the support, and then there's a higher chance that we can correct some of this move, right? So right now, you know, it's just ranging. Obviously, this candle's got 30 minutes left. The thing I don't want to do is take an impulse like up over here, and then, you know, it's like a liquidity grab for price to continue higher. So we do need to be cautious. So the best thing to do is to wait for candles to close outside of this range, and then you're going to get a much better confluence that, you know, we can either continue down or we can continue up, etc. So we do need to be cautious. Because let's say, you know, the candle closes somewhere down over here. Then at that point, you know, we can take a sell and keep stop below this area over here. And I think it's going to be pretty good for price to continue down. But we have to wait because there's no confirmation yet. We also have this area here around 12, 13 pips away. So we may want to be cautious. Yeah, now see, look, came down and just kind of ranging again. So that's why I want to be very cautious. Very cautious. Yeah, price just kind of ranging right now, not really doing much. 1 hour, still got 30 minutes. See, the 1 hour's kind of giving us no direction because, you know, it's created a bottom wick, it's created a top wick. So we need to be cautious. How long do we have for the 4 hour? We've got half an hour left for the 4 hour candle to close. So yeah, just still gonna wait. Still waiting over here. A lot of waiting. Yeah, you're just still ranging right now. 30-minute candle coming to a close. Again, closing like a weak body candle. Yeah, this really closing like a doji candle over here. Oh, thank you very much, Moto Boy. Appreciate it. Appreciate the subscription. Okay, we've got 1 minute left. So 30-minute candle is potentially closing bearish, potentially closing weak bullish. Okay. So 30-minute candle closed bearish. Right. But one 30-minute candle does not mean that we're going to have a change in direction. So I know some people are going to think, okay, well, you know, I'm going to take an impulse entry when we break this low to continue down, which can work. Definitely for sure can work. But if we look at the 15-minute time frame, we're still closing below, closing above this minor support. So, I mean, I think for me, for the minute, I'm going to want to wait to see maybe at least one 15-minute candle close below this zone, and then can expect price to continue down. Because too many times, if I got caught out with an impulse entry, you know, counter trend, and then, you know, it just doesn't play out. So, going to be more disciplined this week. You know, want to be really disciplined, wait for candles to close, wait for some clear direction. So for me, still waiting over here. And, you know, those of you looking for sales, you know, it's already broken the low within the first 15 seconds of the candle. So, yeah, I think I'm going to at least wait for the first half of the candle to close. It's going to be better. And while I do that, I'm just going to, I'll be back in literally 2 minutes. Okay. Okay, perfect. So I think it was a good thing not to necessarily take the impulse entry, like straight away, because we don't know whether this candle was going to break this low, wick down, and then close back in the range. So, one mistake that I've made now a few times is too many impulse entries that I haven't seen play out before. So just going to wait for a candle to close outside of the zone is going to be the best thing. But at the same time, now let's look at it from a 30-minute perspective, right? What we can say based on the 30-minute time frame is now on the 30-minute, we have a minor resistance formed, right? So what that means is, okay, if a 30-minute candle can close above 139, 140, then there's a higher probability that price can continue up to fill these wicks and then break through this zone. So if this 30-minute candle in 21 minutes closes bullish, then there's a higher probability that we're going to continue with the trend and retest these highs, right? But if the 15-minute candle closes below this zone, which will be forcing the 30-minute, the first half of the 30-minute to close below this area, and then the next one breaks the low of that, then this 30-minute candle can then continue dropping. So it's really, really important. I think we're at a stage at this point where we really need to wait. So if we look on the 15-minute, we're going to see how the 15-minute has created a minor resistance up over here, right? So I think that's going to be the zone. Now we can even bring this up slightly to the 15-minute resistance that was created at 139.300. So from a 30-minute perspective, what we're basically looking at is, here's the resistance. We're retracing. If we can form support, we can break through this resistance, fill these wicks, and then continue on, hopefully, to 139.600. Now, if we look on the 15-minute time frame, we have some issues around 139.430. So I think that's going to be a good place to, look for buys until, because we have some issues in this area. So I want to be a little bit more conservative with the targets there. Okay, so we're coming into the last 5 minutes of the candle of the first half of the 30-minute. So what we would want is, we would want the 15-minute candle to close below this zone, and then hopefully if the next one can break this low, then price can continue down, but until this candle closes below the zone, there's no sells at that point. So obviously this is the resistance from a 30-minute perspective. When we look at a 15-minute perspective, we have like a minor resistance over here. So yeah, we're just waiting still. Just waiting. We're going to be confident. Man, trust me, patience really does pay. Patience really does pay. Because we have to wait. Last 3 minutes of the 15-minute candle. 1 hour time frame. Yeah, 1 hour time frame's got like 18 minutes left. So we need to wait. Will our waiting pay us today? That is the question. Okay, just over a minute left. Just over a minute left. Make sure we have no more news here coming through. More restrictions. More restrictions. Okay. Okay, so the 15-minute candle's coming to a close. In 4, 3, 2, 1. So if we look at the 15-minute candle, it did close a very weak 15-minute candle, right? It did close a weak 15-minute candle. If we look at the 30-minute candle is still open. So, I mean, this is where it gets a little bit tricky. Because if it does break the low of the previous 15-minute candle, then price at that point can continue moving down, because we have a weak 15-minute candle close and we're in a range. So it would be a good impulse entry to take for price to continue down. But my only issue is that, you know, because it's the 15-minute time frame and this 30-minute candle is still open, we don't know yet if price is gonna, you know, continue up, flip bearish to continue down. So I think, yeah, I'm just gonna have to kind of see how price kind of sets up over here. Because I do believe we're in the last 13 minutes of the 4 hour, last 13 minutes of the 1 hour, last 13 minutes of the 30-minute, and the last 13 minutes on the 15-minute time frame. So yeah, this is one of them points where if it breaks this low, it can continue moving bearish, but I'd rather see it break this high, let the 30-minute close a stronger bullish candle, you know, 30-minute to close above this area, and then we can expect, you know, price to continue on at that point. You know, possibly we're going to see a pullback for the 4 hour, but I mean, we may not. We may not. There's no rule to say the 4 hour needs to create a bottom wick, top wick. So, I mean, I think it's just going to be important to, yeah, I think we've exercised good patience so far. So we're not going to let it slip after this amount of time waiting. Yeah, I think it's going to be best thing to do is to wait for the 30-minute candle to close at this point. I think for price to continue moving bullish, we would want it to close above 139, 140, and then really expect price to continue up from that point. So just waiting. See, the thing that I see here, right, if we zoom out from a 1 hour perspective, so if we look at this from a 1 hour perspective of the zone, we have a zone over here, right? So this is the zone that we've reached. We have a big liquidity zone over here. And, you know, it seems like, again, what kind of happened within this zone previously where, you know, price was tapping into the zone before, you know, we was dropping down. And now we're coming into the zone, tapping into the zone, but we're kind of closing below. So usually what's going to happen is price is you're going to see one candle either close within the zone, above the zone, something like that. But then what we want to see is rejections into the zone for price to continue further bullish, right? That's what we want to see. Okay, candles closing above this area. But at the same time, you know, we still need that one candle to be that gladiator candle to break through this zone. So for that to happen, we're going to need this 30-minute candle to close above the minor resistance, and then there's going to be a higher probability of price doing that. Okay, now let's look at it from a 30-minute perspective, because obviously we have some zones here. So looking at it from a 30-minute perspective, this area is our liquidity zone, right? So because, okay, let's put it like this. So we have rejections over here, and then price is moving bullish. We have strong bullish momentum, and then price tapped into the zone. Next candle came up, tapped into the zone, rejected it. Next candle came up, tapped into it, rejected the zone. Next candle came up, tapped into it, rejected the zone. So the minute we get a candle closing into this zone, it's no longer a rejection zone. So at that point, then we should see a wick down and then a push through this zone is what I'm looking to see based on the price action. You know, if the 30-minute candle closes below this area, we would need to break the high of that candle to continue up. But that's a much more risky entry compared to if the 30-minute candle closes above this area, you know. So yeah, it obviously it means a little bit more waiting. But if we're gonna get the confirmation, then you know the patience was key. The patience was key. You know, if price conforms support, close above, then I think there's a very high chance we can continue moving bullish at that point. So yeah, I'm glad I didn't take the sells from an impulsive perspective and just patiently waited. I think from now until, you know, the holidays, I think it's going to be really important to, you know, exercise the discipline, you know, especially as last week was very hard for me. So definitely going to exercise some key discipline. You know, and then you guys are watching what it really is like to sit here for, you know, we've been here for 2 hours already. Haven't taken a trade yet, you know, and I'm not going to be forced into feeling the need to take a trade. You know, I want to take good setup, something I see happen time and time again. See, obviously I wish I took these buys because I would have definitely took buys. This is the exact structure I look for. I just literally missed the chance, but it is what it is, innit? You know. Okay, we're coming into the last 5 minutes of the candle. So this is kind of where, you know, either price could run up and we missed this move. You know, that is what it is. Or the 30-minute candle is going to close above this area, paving way for the next 30-minute to also continue moving up. So hopefully it's going to close somewhere over here. It's going to be the best thing. Yo, what's up? Yo. How's it going? Okay, 3 minutes left for the 30-minute counter to close. It's looking good so far. It's looking good so far, but we must wait for candle to close. Okay, we must wait. Yeah, see, if the 30-minute candle closes below this area, then not really liking the buys. No, because then stop loss is going to be a little bit too big at that point. Also, yeah, I mean, I doubt in the last 2 minutes it's going to break the low and continue down. But hey, we've seen some crazy things, so I suppose we can never rule it out. But let's say this 30-minute candle closes a doji candle exactly like this, and then the next 30-minute candle breaks the low of that candle. That's the point at which I'd be like, okay, now we can continue moving bearish. You know? Or if this 15-minute candle comes down and it breaks support, then I think, again, the next candle will also continue moving bearish. You trade impulse entries or what, man? Oh, hang on. You guys took any trades this morning? No, I haven't taken any trades. I missed this move here. This would have been, I know you were talking about impulse entries. I would have been in buys over here. This would have been a nice impulse entry for price to continue up. I missed this move on my way down to the computer. And then, yeah, just is what it is at that point. So like a good impulse entry now is going to be if the 30-minute candle closes like a really weak candle. But I was looking for buys if we can close above this resistance here to continue up. But if it closes like this, then I find it very difficult to look for an entry right now. You know, so yeah, it looks like it's coming to like a weak close over here. Yeah. Coming to last 30 seconds now. Okay, last 10 seconds. It does seem like candle's closing below, but we would need to wait. Yeah, see, the 30-minute candle is created a support, but at the same time, it's closed below this zone. It's closed below this area. So, I mean, there's one opportunity for buys, and that is if we break this high for price to continue up. Stop's going to be around 13 pips. I see that as the only viable move here. Otherwise, the 15-minute time frame is just still consolidating. You know, I mean, if we break the low of the previous 30-minute, we can also continue down. But that's going to be very risky. It's going to be very risky. So it's broken the low on the 15-minute time frame. Right. So, yeah. So it seems like if this 30-minute candle breaks the low of the previous 30-minute candle, we may continue moving down. Let's look from a 15-minute perspective. Yeah, it can continue moving down, but I feel like, you know, still we haven't seen a candle close out of this range yet. But maybe these sells are gonna play out. I think we should wait at least for the first 15 minutes. I know some people are going to be getting a little bit of FOMO, but I think it can continue down. I think it can, for sure. But I'm personally going to wait at least for the first 15-minute candle to close. I think it's going to be the best thing to do here. Oh, damn. Yeah, see, that was a great idea to stay out of those. Look at that for a retracement. Seems like if we break the high at this point, we can continue moving bullish. Obviously stopped pretty big, but now see it broke the low and it's retraced the whole way now to break the high. Man, that was oh, I think this has got to be like a news or something, because that was a big liquidity grab right there. I know people in the YouTube, I know you people in the YouTube there will be on it like a carb on it. What is the time that you start streaming on? I start streaming at 7:30 a.m. But we were still in the first 2 minutes of the candle. Yeah, I didn't take no impulse entry, because happened in the first couple of minutes and didn't really like there was no confirmation for sells. So yeah, it looks like, and plus if you took buys, you would have been stopped out. So there's nothing we can do. So I've completely, I think it must be news here. But you see, why this was good was because, at the end of the day, you would have lost both buys and sells. So I'm extremely glad I stayed out of both. So let's see what news. We have here. I know one of you people got you had no point to minimize risk anything. So yeah, I know you lot will have the news ready. So someone let me know what news has come out. What's up, man? New here. Oh, hey, what's going on? Welcome to the stream. Always love when we have a new person come on and join. It's fantastic. So yeah, now we're starting to see these rejections. In fact, this is making sense for price to continue higher, because now we're seeing rejections over here, and then we had this zone, and now we're starting to see candles closing below with rejections already to the downside. So what may happen is the next 1 hour candle is going to wick down and then continue pushing up, which will be obviously that would be perfect, but still got to wait. Yeah, I think it's going to be a no trading day for me. I mean, I missed the original move. Had I let it run around, we'd still be going. So I mean, yeah, it's just annoying, but it is what it is. I'm glad I kept patient, and that's what we can do. Financial juices on it. EU Brexit negotiator Barnier has indicated there could be a Brexit deal within days if a solution to fishing rights is found, a senior EU source has told the BBC. Yeah, I understand, but I mean, it doesn't really change anything. It doesn't really change anything. And for those of you who took buys based on the 30-minute, it was just probability that it came down and broke this low. I think actually, maybe if the news wasn't coming out, that it could have continued down for those in sells, right? But it just seems the probability wasn't there. And actually, I have to say, it actually feels really great to just sit back, watch, not feel obliged. I really feel zero obligation to take a trade. It actually generally feels great. Because for me, having taken a couple losses last week, it would be nice to just sit back and watch a couple things play out and just take high trade setups that I know seem work time and time again. So I didn't see that today. There was one, but I missed it, and that's it. Come back the next day. So yeah, it looks like this was the move we were trying to catch here based off the 15-minute time frame. Yeah, stop was always going to be way too big because of this liquidity wick down over here. So I mean, I don't know why GBP is pushing up, to be honest, because like nothing's changed. Nothing has changed. The only difference now is they've pushed into it back. So what difference does that make? It doesn't really make a difference. But there you go. Looks like here's the push over there for price to continue. Yeah, man, I need to get on Financial Juice, but the guy, he came on the live stream, sent him an email, he never came back to me, so hey, if I find someone else, it's not my fault. Yeah. Okay, it took a gold. It looks like gold formed resistance on the 30-minute time frame, and then the next 30-minute candle also continue moving down. We can still have a nice retracement. We can still have a little retracement and have a nice trade. Yeah, I think you can have a nice trade for sure. I think though, now you got to see, okay, well, we've had London volume now. London volume starting to calm down. Now we're moving into the pre-New York hours, in about an hour's time. So when we come into pre-New York, we're going to have some more volume. So then that's what you have to see. Is pre-New York going to continue this move, or is pre-New York going to correct this move? So I think we can remove this for the moment. And there we go. So, because if this 30-minute candle closes above the zone, then it does pave way for the next one to continue up, and etc., etc. So yes, just have to wait. We have clean traffic from 139.240 to 139.570. Yeah. Yeah, I think 139.650 is going to be a good target because we have this clean range. We have this whole range over here. Then if we can break above 139.650, then we can continue on to 139.900. Ooh, looks like Euro JPY tried to continue bearish. Interesting. GBP CAD. Yeah, GBP CAD just kept printing bullish. Look at it from a 15-minute perspective. Yeah, I think based on GBP CAD, this was your area for buys. So the same way. So let's defocus on GJ. The same way how GBP JPY was just kind of ranging. This was the same as GCAD, right? Just kind of ranging, and then we had a 15-minute candle at 9:15 a.m. that closed above, right? And then the next one pulled back, but it could have taken buyers up over here. Would have been pretty good. So, but this kind of area, this zone was the zone for buyers, right over here. This zone was your buy zone for GBP CAD. GB key. Yeah, man. Still early for me. No, I'm joking. Yeah, GJ was tough today. Okay. Yes, I know the daily, weekly, bearish structure, but you gotta look at the price action, man. You gotta look at the current structure. Current trend is bullish. And actually that's not necessarily true, because Okay, for the structure to be bearish, let's do the structure then. Let's do this. So let's do a pink. So every time there's a resistance. Oh, it's closed my. Oh, how annoying is that? Just closed off my Zoom there. Why has it done that? Just ended the Zoom call. Okay. Hold on. I'm gonna have to start the Zoom again. Oh yeah, there should be some opportunities this week. Yeah, there should be some opportunities. So if we look at the 4-hour and we look at the structure, if we look at the 4-hour and we look at the structure, so let's talk about the structure beforehand. So we had a resistance up over here. So how do we know it's a bearish market structure? We have a high, we have a lower high, we have a lower high, we have a lower high, and let's just call this a lower high, right? Because, you know, this is the bearish structure. Now, let's talk about the new structure. Okay, so the same way with lower highs, we need lower lows. So, sorry, let's go back to the old structure. So, here's our first low. Then we have a lower low. Then we have a lower low. And then we have a lower low. So, we can clearly see the structure is bearish because the pink is on top of the white. Okay, now let's do the same for our new price action. So, here's our low. Right, and I know the 4-hour is still open, but now let's just say from a smaller time frame perspective, we have a high up over here. So already we can see that, you know, this was the previous low, and already we've made a higher low over here. So the structure, okay, let's put it this way: for price to still respect the bearish structure, this gap up would have been corrected. It would have been corrected because we would have continued with the trend. The gap would have made no sense. We needed to continue with that trend. The fact is that it didn't get corrected. We formed support at market open right over here. And that was the point at which, you know, okay, well, if we're forming support, we can continue moving bullish. And then you have to ask yourself, why did we have a 100 pip gap? Why did we have a 100 pip gap? And then you're going to understand the more of a reason so why the structure is now changing. You know, you're not wrong. Like, you're not wrong. This, you know, like the higher time frame is still bearish, like monthly, weekly, but just focusing in more, it's gonna give you a better picture. So even if we look on the 1-hour, you know, we have resistance, right? And now we have resistance. So if this was 1 and then 2, this is now 1 and 2. So it's violating structure. So this was the downtrend, and now we're seeing an uptrend. Okay, so either we're going to see a pullback and then a continuation with this trend, or we're going to have some structure within this zone to break down, and then eventually we'll need to, you know, correct this current structure. We need to correct this whole structure that's being formed now, and then continue with the higher time frame structure. That's what we would need. Okay, enough awful drawing like a 2-year-old. Okay, we're gonna go back, scale in, see what's going on. So 30-minute candle's got 13 minutes left to close. Look at the 15-minute. 15-minute candle closed strong. So yeah, nothing really to do right now. Probably stay on the stream for a little bit longer, see what kind of happens over here. For me, if this 50-minute candle broke its own high, we're gonna push up. Well, I think that's pretty risky, you know, because this would be really, really buying at the high again. But it's up to you. I think price can continue up, but you're probably gonna want to wait for candle to close first, because the 30-minute candle is also still open. 30-minute candle is still open. See if Forex Factory recognize. No. You see, with financial juice, I wanted to be able to yeah, I wanted to be able to. Ooh, I like that. See what the pro. Yeah, it's pretty. It's quite a bit. It's like what, 50 a month annually. Yeah. I wonder for the Discord. If they can do it for Discord, then it'd be perfect. Ooh, thank you very much, Omyan. Appreciate it. Lovely to see more subscriptions every day. Look at gold. Yeah, so gold's at the support right now. So gold probably gonna range until we come into like pre-New York hours, and then we should see a continuation with gold. But that was a pretty good area, you know, once we created like a resistance. I think a break of this low would have been real nice for price to continue down. That was actually a really super good move there. Look at EJ. See, yeah, EJ's kind of broken this low, but it's at support right now. So as long as this 30-minute candle closes below this area, then it paves way, you know, for the next one to also continue down. I think it's going to be a good target over here. So Abdo KH probably gonna be in buys if we break this high. So we'll have to see. Because we got 7 pip range to 139, 400. So we'll have to see how that plays out. But I'm just gonna sit here and watch. Stay on the stream for a little bit longer and see how we go. Stopped at BE. I don't think it broke the high. I don't think it even broke the high, but it's up to you, man. So the 30-minute counter's coming to a close in 2 minutes. We have a range here. This range is around 16 pips. So probably want to wait for like a support maybe. But I think my trading day is done. My trading day is done. No trades for me. Missed this move, missed this push. Broke the low. See, if it didn't break the low, then I would have executed buys on the break of this 30-minute high to continue bullish. Would have ran for around 18 pips and we could have had a good day. But it broke the low, made stop loss way too big. So yeah, just nothing we can do about that. So yeah, just one of those lessons to be learned. Also wish caught this move over here. Nice move. So yeah, have to see. Okay. Okay, so if we look at the 30-minute time frame, 30-minute candle closed above this area. Right, if we look left, so at this point here, we do have clean candle to the left-hand side, coming up to 139.420. So I think price should continue moving bullish. But at the same time, you know, this 15-minute candle, it closed like a weak 15-minute candle. So if price breaks the low, then it makes the probabilities a lot harder at that point. But probably what you want to do is probably want to wait for like a support to form above this area. And then there's a higher chance at that point that price will continue up. So yeah. I think, yeah, I'm not taking any trades at this point, but I mean, right now, I think there's a good chance that this candle should continue up. If you look at the 1 hour, 1 hour is obviously still open, but 1 hour candle is creating a support. So maybe there's going to be a pullback and then a chance for the next 1 hour candle to also continue up. Because if we base this move off the 1 hour, the 1 hour is creating a support back above this zone here. And then I think it's going to be good for the next 1 hour to continue up. So probably going to see a little bit of a pullback now, but at the same time, going to want to see how we're kind of reacting in this 15-minute zone. So yeah, I think, yeah, I'm going to probably stay on like another 15 minutes. Let's see how this 15-minute candle closes, and I'll be here for guidance for anybody, and then that's it. Gold is retesting on the 15. Oh, is it broken below? Oh, wow. Yeah, someone should have said. This looks super good now to continue further down. I think gold... yeah, man. Can't really take sales at this point now. Very difficult. Very difficult to take sales at this point. GBP CAD also trying to continue bullish. Euro JPY. Yeah, Euro JPY is kind of volume dying out here. But GJ 15-minute candle is flipping bullish. Sorry, it's some weird advert come up on a YouTube video. I got another screen. Sounded like I was in a church. Okay, yeah, so I think GJ 30-minute should continue bullish at this point. But it's very difficult to take entries in this zone. I think if you was looking for buys, I think this first 15-minute candle, it closes bullish. Then I think it paves way for, you know, the next one. But at the same time, I'm looking at the 1 hour and I'm like, maybe is it going to be better to see how the 1 hour candle closes? Because the 1 hour is the candle that's creating this structure to continue higher. So, you know, as we're coming into like pre-New York time in about half an hour to an hour, are we going to see a pullback now and then that continuation? Looking for better buys above 139.300. Yeah, yeah, it makes sense. I think just based on the way the 30 minutes setting up, like we have clean traffic here, like we have some issues here, but that's why maybe even like a support is going to be better because then we can continue further on. You know, we may, because right now there's volume starting to die out a little bit because now we're going to be start coming into pre-New York time, which is where there's going to be another surge of volume. So probably just going to want to wait to see how we're setting up in this zone, and then if you get like a weak 15-minute candle close and then the next one breaks the high, that could maybe be the point at which price will continue up. But we need to obviously wait. Okay, so it's the last 5 minutes of the 15-minute candle. Looks like it's trying to close bearish. So just waiting over here. Done a lot of waiting today. A lot of waiting. Missed the ultimate move, but right now, the second move also was good that I kind of stayed out of it because it wouldn't have played out. Ooh, now look at the 15-minute time frame. Come back in the range. Back in this range. So yeah. Ooh, that's pulling back hard now. Let's look at the 1 hour time frame. Ooh, see, if this 1 hour candle closes bearish, is pound yen going to correct this move over here? Have we hit our maximum here? Suppose we'll have to wait and see. One minute left here. Okay, so if we look at the 15-minute time frame now, price has just come back in the range. So the 15-minute time frame is just kind of ranging, I suppose, from people were saying from 139.300, it does seem like it is ranging in this area. It does also seem like the 30-minute is reacting to this resistance, but at the same time, it could be a liquidity grab for price to continue higher. Let's see how the 1 hour candle. So I think the best thing to do is to wait for this 1 hour candle to close, and then it's going to give us a bit more confluence here. Okay, see you tomorrow, folks. Thanks for coming. I think this week should be better, but we'll see. We will see, my friend. Alright, I'll see you tomorrow, mate. Yeah, I'm going to be heading off here soon in a second as well. I just want to see. I'll wait literally till the 1 hour candle closes. I just want to see how the 1 hour candle closes. 10 more minutes, guys, and then we're going to call it a day here today. So just while we wait for a second, let's look at gold. So gold, 30-minute candles retracing. Probably want to see a resistance formed here because, you know, price in a downtrend. It's made a low right now, so again, would need to see like a resistance, some form of pullback. I think you're going to see a pullback anyway due to, you know, coming into pre-New York hours. But, I mean, yeah, it looks like you're going to need to see some form of pullback for gold to continue down. GBP CAD, kind of doing similar thing to GJ, but we just need to wait. Well, yeah, my trading day is done anyway, so. Euro JPY, looks like Euro JPY did continue moving bearish. It's continuing down right now. Yeah, it's just kind of dropping. It's taking its time. I think the 1 hour time frame was a good confirmation for sales over here. So that's pretty good. So now we must wait for GBP JPY. We've got 9 minutes left. 9 minutes, guys, and then we're going to call it a day here today. Seems like no trade for me here today on the stream. Last week I took 3 trades, and yeah, ended up missing the good moves which happened later on in the week. So yeah, last week we're just gonna have to write it off as a business expense. Yeah, last week has to be a write-off. I haven't had a losing week in months, and it was the first time, so it kind of affected the psychology a little bit. So I was like, okay, well this week what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make sure I take good quality setups only. That's what I said I was gonna do. Seems the 1 hour is now in 7 minutes, creating a support. I think if this 30-minute candle closes a weak bearish and the next one breaks the high, we can then continue moving bullish. Similar to what happened somewhere over here, but we need to wait. 1 hour candles trying to close strong. Yeah, man, Brexit just caused me some aggro last week. Ooh, 30-minute candle flipping bullish over here. Trying to break the high of the previous 15-minute. I think at this point, if it does, it can continue up. But what's going to be better is if this 30-minute candle, you know, can close above this area here. Right? Because this was a resistance. This 30-minute candle, let's pull this down a bit. This 30-minute candle closed above this range. And if this current 30-minute candle is wicking down but closing above, and the next one breaks the high, then we can continue bullish for sure. 1 hour is creating a support, so I think it's looking good, to be honest, to continue further up. I have to admit at this point. I think there's no sells, so 3 minutes left. When do you think the market going to be settling? I think the market will settle once there is a definitive answer for Brexit. There isn't anything right now. So, yeah, that's what I think. Okay, so we're coming into the last 2 minutes. I think there's no buy. Well, there is buys, like price should continue up, but there's no entry for me now. You know, yeah, going to be calling it a day here now. So, on that note, let's wrap this up. So let's look at gold. I think gold should continue down. Again, we spoke about we need a minor resistance formed. Probably not on the 15, but you know it can do. GCAD can also continue moving bullish. Spoke about how you could have taken GCAD buys. Euro JPY should continue down. Should reach this target over here on 25,980. FTSE, yeah, FTSE just a bit garbage today, but this would have been a good opportunity to take buys once we had a 15-minute candle close bullish. Price continued up from there, so potentially over there. Gold, TJ, yeah. Let's see how this candle closes. We've got 1 minute left, but yeah, pretty much that's everything. 20 seconds left for the 30, the 15 to close, and then we're going to be calling it a session. So the 1 hour candle closing strong, right? The 1 hour candle is creating a support over here at 139, 150. I think it's going to be good for price to continue further up. The stop loss is obviously pretty big right now. The 30-minute candle is closing above, but the stop loss is, yeah, going to be at least 20 pips. But I think at this point, once it breaks the high of the previous 30-minute candle, it's going to continue up. And then, yeah, I think your first target's going to be 139, 400, and then continue on to 139, 650. Okay, so thanks very much, guys. Thanks, everyone, for coming down. We'll be back same time tomorrow, 7:30 a.m. GMT. If you are new to the stream, I hope you enjoyed. Obviously, it's a Monday, so just wanted to take it easy. There's no rush. The place I looked for buys didn't get the entry because it broke the low and then continued. So stop loss was pretty big. Otherwise, I think we would have had a nice trade there today. But I think the fact that we waited patiently all day and nothing presented, it is what it is. The ideal move was down over here. This was the ideal move, but it just didn't play out. But yeah, it looks like GJ is going to continue on now. It's breaking the high. It should continue on to 139, 425, and then on to 139, 650. Okay, guys, thanks very much for coming along. We'll see you all tomorrow, 7:30 a.m. GMT. Thanks very much, guys. See you tomorrow. And no overtrading.